Thank you so much, Abhineet. Now I'd like to request Dr. Jasleen Kaur to come up on stage. A big round of applause. For those who do not know Jasleen, she studied at Macroll Girls High School and graduated from Monash University in 2021 with a Bachelor of Medical Science and Doctor of Medicine. Currently working as doctor at the Alfred Hospital. Jasleen is a role model and a source of inspiration for all students and myself. So I'd like to pass on to Jasleen.
Sat Sri Akal and good evening to everyone. I just wanted to start off by thanking Amardeep Aunty ji for inviting me to speak here today, and also to just wish everyone a happy International Women's Day. This is a day where we need to celebrate women's achievements and also focus on how we can continue to empower women in the future. In terms of gender equality, we've certainly come a long way. In Australia, women now have the right to vote, the right to an education, and also the right to work. And there have been some incredible achievements made by Punjabi women throughout history. First is Mai Bhagoji, who was a skills warrior on the battlefield. She is known for rallying the 46, also known as the Charlie Mukte, who abandoned Guru Gobind Singh Ji at the siege of Anandpur Sahib and bringing them back to fight. Because of her persistence and leadership skills, the Sikhs were able to defeat the Mughals in battle. Another influential woman is Sophia Dalip Singh, who was one of the first Indian women who pioneered the cause of women's rights in Britain. She led a group that used tax resistance to protest against the disenfranchisement of women and advocated to give women the right to vote. Another is Prakash Kaur, who created a safe haven in Jalandhar, Punjab for abandoned girls. Since 1993, she has rescued and raised unwanted newborn girls. Now, despite the many incredible achievements that have been made by women throughout history, there are unfortunately still many challenges that girls face around the world today. Issues such as child marriage, female feticide, reduced access to education, and violence against women are still prominent issues globally. Furthermore, there are still certain societal expectations and biases that exist today. Traditionally, the expectation of an ideal family was one in which the male was the head of the family, had a job and earned all the money, and the woman's role was to look after the house. Now, fortunately, some of these stereotypes are starting to change. I can speak from experience that my parents always supported my goals and career aspirations to be a doctor, and without their open-mindedness and support, I would not be in the position that I was today. However, I also understand that this is not always the case. Whilst many parents won't discriminate between genders, there are still some people who hold more traditional views. And furthermore, especially as girls get older, there can often be an expectation for them to shift their focus onto marriage and children, as opposed to focusing on their careers. And therefore, sometimes girls don't get the same support and encouragement to reach their goals. Furthermore, there's also a traditional idea that men are more able to carry on the family legacy and that they should be the ones to inherit any sort of family businesses. And therefore, sometimes women are seen as less valuable, and it's not uncommon for families to prefer to have sons instead of daughters. And in some places, the dowry practice is still ongoing, in which the bride's family has to essentially pay to get their daughter married. This system just further reinforces the patriarchal idea that women are inferior. So all of these negative stereotypes about women need to be changed ongoingly. As the founder of Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, "So kyo manda akhiye jit jamme rajan," which means we should not consider women inferior when from women are born leaders and kings. Now, aside from the biases in gender roles, in today's day and age, girls can also face a lot of other social pressures. Particularly in the age of social media, girls can often feel pressure to look a certain way and to fit a particular beauty standard. Particularly during adolescence, girls are often criticised for the way they look, whether they're too tall or too short, whether they're too big or too skinny. And all of this can result in reduced self-esteem. Therefore, we all need to make a collective effort to try and build up the confidence of young girls. Additionally, there can also be an expectation for girls to just be quiet and not be too argumentative, and this can often make girls feel like they don't have a voice. But it's actually really important to try and encourage girls to speak up about issues that are affecting them, because that's the only way that we can improve. And the last thing that I just wanted to briefly touch on was mental health. It's no surprise that life can be tough, and between experience anxiety and 1 in 3 women will experience depression in their lifetime. Therefore, it's really important more than ever that we give ongoing support to women and try and build up their confidence, and also ensure that there are safe spaces available for them to talk about any stresses that they're facing without judgment, whether it be to their parents, to their friends, or to health professionals. Girls should never feel like they're alone, because there's always someone that's there to listen to them and provide them support. So to conclude, despite the leaps and bounds that we've made in terms of reaching gender equality, there's still some stereotypes that need to be changed and some challenges that we need to address. It's really important that we continue to advocate for girls and inspire them to reach their dreams. When given the right amount of support and encouragement, I truly believe that there's absolutely no limit to what women can achieve. Thank you so much for listening.